What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thrift Shopping here. We have just discovered a new farming game and I feel the need to show everybody this as soon as possible so the new Stia Domina capsules are as affordable as possible. In order to make those new Stia Domina capsules, you need to be gathering those Stia Note capsules. One of those Stia Note capsules is very expensive, and specifically I'm talking about the Stia Note B. You can find these in the Stia Outskirts, and we have just created a farm for this region. It is going to require a minimum amount of people, but unlike other farms we've discovered on this channel, this one requires a lot less people. So I will be showing you how this farm works with all of the locations I suggest players to stand in order to make this farm as optimal as possible. So first things first, there are 3 boulders that I suggest having players on. The first one is here, and I am facing one of the veteran spawns, which is the Lizentos spawn, or the Stia version of Lizentos. This is a very important place to have somebody that is really keeping in mind where they're positioned. That veteran loves to roam really close to the farm, and so you have to make sure you don't pull the aggro. If you do pull aggro, that is really going to slow down the farm. The whole goal of this farm is to be killing as many monsters as possible. If you have a veteran around you, it is really going to muddy that one up. I highly recommend never going across these 2 little patches of boulders. If you follow that method, you should be pretty safe for the most part. However, just as a rule of thumb, if you ever see that veteran coming closer, just stay away and ignore any monsters over there until that veteran starts to walk the other way. The next boulder I suggest having people on is this one right here. I suggest having one person here just to help clean up any monsters around the first boulder I showed you, and to help clean up any monsters that are entering into the mouth of the cave. And you're just going to be clearing all around this boulder. The third boulder I recommend going to is this one right here. And it's the same thing. You're going to help clear that second boulder I showed you, help clear the mouth of the cave and any around you. With these 3 spots covered, you clear pretty much everything on the beach. So at a minimum, 3 people can cover the beach. As you get more players, I definitely suggest getting 2 or even 3 players each on these boulders to efficiently clear monsters. The next spot to have somebody is on the island where the region mag is located. There's going to be 1 group that spawns here, but because you are going to have so many people in other areas clearing monsters, this one spawn is basically non-stop. As you clear monsters, there will be a new group that is respawned right away. This is a very good farm for 1 person. As you start pushing into 20+ people, I really do recommend getting a second person here just to help clear those tankier mobs. Another location you need to have players is on the other island, which is located near the tower of this region. There's going to be 2 mob groups that spawn in this little field right here. I recommend having 1 person here for small groups, but as you get close to 20+ players in the room, I highly suggest having a second person here as well, just to clear any tanky mobs. And then all remaining spots is going to be the pathway up the volcano. So for this, there really isn't any dedicated spots. You really should just be making sure that you're in kind of your own area in relation to anybody else on the volcano. The more area you can cover with your group, faster and more efficient you're going to farm these monsters. If there is any trials that do spawn on this pathway up to the volcano, I highly recommend anybody on this pathway to come together to defeat that trial as soon as possible. When trials spawn, it eliminates any respawn in that area, so it's really going to kill the spawn rate of this room if you do keep trials active. I recommend having about 5 to 6 people on this pathway, and if you can get over 20 people in a room, I definitely recommend having 7 or 8 people on this pathway. And this is a wonderful farm to pair up with the Drason plant farm, especially if you're trying to go for those Stia Dominas, since you can get Stia Notes and Infernium from that Drason plant farm, and then you can get a 3rd Stia Note in this Stia outpost farm. So that's covering almost all of the requirements to make those Stia Dominas. I do have a completed map in the link down below, so you can go ahead and click on that and save that and share that around to anybody you want to show this farm to. Definitely spread this farm around so more people can be in the know about this farm and can go get their own dominas made. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like down below and consider subscribing so you can be notified for future updates I make on this channel. I appreciate any and all support you give. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all in the next video real soon.